Hi everybody, so welcome to today's Yoga for Climbers. We're going to be working into our hips a little bit today. So our hips have 7 different ways that they move, and this flow incorporates a bit of all of those, but it also looks to strengthen as well as stretch, because we don't want to overstretch anything. And there's a slight focus on opening the hips, because as climbers most of us want to be able to have a good range of movement in that way. So let's get stuck in. We'll start in a cross-legged position, or any position that's comfortable for you. You can sit on something, even a chair if that feels better. And we'll just draw our attention to our breath, maybe bringing one hand onto the tummy, one hand onto the heart, drawing the eyes to close if they're not already, and just taking a moment to draw our attention inwards, noticing how we feel today, noticing how our body feels, how our hips feel, as that is our focus today. And then beginning to observe the breath. We'll start to breathe together, so we'll take a big deep inhalation through the nose and exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. We'll do that twice more, so big deep inhalation through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Once more, so if you can really fill those lungs. And exhale. Opening the eyes, bringing the attention back into the room. We're just going to start by placing our left hand down beside us. Inhale the right arm up, overhead, reach as high as you can. Exhale over towards the left. Inhale here, puff out the right side body. Exhale, release the right hand down to make the left, release the neck down. Inhale all the way up and exhale over to the other side. Inhale here, puff up the chest. Exhale, release left hand down to make right hand chin to chest. Inhale, big reach up and over with that left arm. Bring both hands down beside you. This time we're going to make sure we all start the same. So left leg over right leg in cross-legged, and just walk the feet a little bit further away. We'll inhale, reach the arms up, and as I exhale, we'll fold forward from the hips. Doesn't matter where you get to, keep your nice flat back, releasing the hands down. Inhaling up, exhaling, releasing down. Once more, inhaling up, and exhaling, releasing down. Inhaling up, and this time exhaling, releasing the arms down, bringing the left leg out beside you as if you're coming into a wide-legged position, and bring the right foot in towards the left thigh. Bring the left hand down beside you, inhaling, reaching up with the right arm, and exhaling over towards the left, gazing out under your right shoulder. Inhaling, sweeping that right arm up and overhead, planting it down beside your right hip, and sweeping the left arm up overhead for a wild thing variation. Exhaling, releasing back down to the mat, coming into our side bend. And inhaling once more into our wild thing variation, engaging that right glute. Exhaling, releasing back down. We'll do that once more. Inhaling, sweeping the arm round, reaching up overhead, pushing through that right shin, and exhaling, releasing back down. One more side bend before inhaling, coming back to centre. We'll switch the legs, so right leg over left leg this time. Walk the feet a little further away from your body. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Imagine you're squeezing your thigh and your tummy towards each other, releasing the hands down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Once more, inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling, releasing the arms down beside you, bringing right leg out beside you this time, left leg in towards the thigh. We will inhale left arm up this time and exhale over towards the right leg. Doesn't matter how far you get here, listen to your body. Inhaling, sweeping that left arm over to beside your left hip, sweeping the right arm up and over. Exhaling, releasing back into our side bend. Inhaling up. Exhaling, releasing back down. Once more, inhaling up. Really squeezing that left glute. And exhaling back down. So we're just warming up the hips here, bringing some movement in and some mobility. Inhaling, coming up to our seated position again. And this time we're going to bring both our feet together and bring the knees out. You can bring a block between your feet if that feels better, if that gives you a bit more space here. You can also, or a book or a Tupperware box, whatever you want. You can also bring your feet a little further away for this one. And we're just going to draw some circles with our torso. So as we inhale, we're going to draw the heart forward, and as we exhale, move round towards the back, rounding the back, inhaling back forward. And just going in a clockwise direction to start with. And then switching sides, so going in an anti-clockwise direction. Just in time with your own breath here. And on your next exhalation, coming back to a nice central position, taking the block away if it was there. We'll roll over into all fours. So keep your nice flat back here. We want to imagine nice neutral spine, slightly engaged core. And then we're going to start to work into our glutes. So as we inhale, we want to draw the left knee away from our midline. So we're drawing it out. Everything else stays the same. Exhaling, releasing back to centre. It doesn't matter where this knee gets to. We're just trying to work into that glute. So again, inhaling out, exhaling, releasing. You can stay like this, or if you want an extra challenge, you can try and extend the leg. Exhaling, releasing. Two more like this, wherever you're choosing to move to, listening to your body. On your next one, we're all going to extend the leg. You can sweep your foot out along the floor if that's easier, so that our left toes are pointing towards the top of the mat. From here we'll take a couple of cat-cows. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, rounding the back. Again in time to your own breath. Noticing how it feels different in your pelvic region. And then inhaling, coming back to a nice neutral spine, stepping the left foot up to your left hand and sweeping the arms up overhead for low lunge, engaging that right glute, reaching up. You can tuck the toes if that's better for you. On our next exhalation, folding over that front foot, stepping back for a downward facing dog if that feels good for you. We're going for a three-legged version, or you can remain in all fours if that feels better. See how it feels on your hands, your shoulders. Whether you're in all fours or down dog, we're going to bend that left knee. We'll just start to draw some circles with it. Again, we're trying to keep a nice neutral pelvis here. So we're not moving anything else, just the knee. Whichever way you've been going, start drawing them in the opposite direction. So you can absolutely do this in all fours as well. And then on your next exhalation, releasing that foot down to the ground for a four-legged down dog, walking out the heels here, and breathing nice and deeply. Then we're going to drop the knees. We'll do the same on the other side. So planting the hands nice and firmly. We're going to inhale, bring the right knee out. Exhale, release. Inhale, right knee out. Exhale, release. If you want to, you can add a straight leg in. Trying to be really mindful with your movements here. Less is sometimes more. On your next one of these, we're going to all extend that right leg out towards the side, toes facing forward, and we'll take a few cat-cows here. On your next inhalation, coming back to neutral, placing that right foot out in front of you. So we're in a low lunge position and inhaling the arms up, engaging that left glute this time. You can even bring your fingers to the top of the glute and see if you can send that glute up into your fingers for a bit of extra engagement. Maybe a nice stretch in the hip flexors. One more breath here. And then exhaling, releasing the hands down. And again, we're coming into that three-legged down dog or all fours, whichever you prefer. And we're drawing nice circles with the right knee this time. Maybe noticing if one side feels easier than the other. Then going the other direction. Keeping breathing. And on your next exhalation, releasing the right foot down. Everybody meeting together in downward facing dog. Walking out the heels again if that feels good for you. Or if you'd like a little bit of extra for your hips, you can pivot on the balls of your feet, so your feet are facing towards the left. Dip your hips down to the right. Inhaling back to centre, exhaling over to the other side. This is a nice lat stretch as well. Great if you've been climbing the day before. And then coming back to centre, taking a moment here in downward facing dog, having a few breaths, lifting that tailbone up, and then on your next inhalation we're going to send that left leg towards the sky, and as we exhale we're going to step the left foot up towards the left hand on the outside edge. We're coming into a lizard pose here, so you can shuffle that right foot back a little bit, and really this is about finding something that works for your body. So you can either stay like this, or you can drop the knee. You can come down onto your forearms, maybe just onto your left forearm. You can let the knee fall out to the side for a little bit more openness. Whatever feels good for your body. Maybe if you want to work on something specific, this is a good opportunity to do it. So if, for example, your leg comes out to the side, that's a bit of external rotation in the hip, so that's always nice. And we're just going to hold this for a couple of breaths, so breathing nice and deeply wherever you are. Trying to send that message to your nervous system that you're nice and safe and relaxed, softening your face and breathing, always breathing. One more deep breath here. And then on your next inhalation, we're going to see if we can step forward. If you can't, don't worry, make your way forward any way you like. But if you'd like to join me, we're going to weight through that left foot and step the right foot forward, drop the tailbone down for a mobilising squat. Don't worry if your feet don't touch, you can fold over your mat for a little bit of extra support under your heels, or again, if you've got that book or a block handy, you can sit on it. So we're just opening up the hips here. See if you can send the hips a little bit wider, breathing nice and tall through the spine. And then exhaling, releasing the hands, sending the tailbone high as we inhale, shuffling the feet together, forward fold. Inhaling, reaching high up to the sky, standing. Exhaling, arms together. Arms by your side. Inhaling, reaching up here, and exhaling, folding all the way forward. Stepping back into our down dog or tabletop, lifting the hips high. This time we'll inhale, lift the right leg behind us. Exhale, see if we can step it up to the outside edge of the right hand. If not, give yourself a bit of a hand to get there. It really doesn't matter. And again, we're going to come into our lizard pose. So maybe you want to shuffle that back foot back a bit. Maybe you want to drop the knee. Maybe one side stiffer than the other. So the ideal is to try and make both sides of our bodies the same. So maybe that's something to think about. Again, taking some nice deep breaths here, wherever you are, whatever your version of lizard you want to take. And smiling, sending that nice positive message to your nervous system that you're okay. Breathing, engaging that back glute. And then on your next inhalation, we're going to step that left foot forward this time with control if you can. And again, sink the tailbone down, lift up through the crown of the head. Use props if you need to. Inhale, sweep the arms up, overhead this time. And exhale, find mountain pose. So nice comfortable standing pose for you. Pause here for a minute, breathe nice and deeply. And I'm going to inhale, lift the left leg. We're going to exhale, see if we can draw it out without touching it into our tree pose. So wherever that is for you, it might be on the calf, it might be on the thigh. Try not to put too much pressure on the actual knee joint itself. And then clamp that right thigh towards the left heel. And maybe you can just bring your hand to the inside edge of the thigh and gently open it a little bit more. Inhale, lift the arms, bring the left leg back to neutral. And exhale, step it back for our crescent lunge. Reach up through the crown of the head. Exhale, open up for warrior two. Inhale here. And then as we exhale, we're going to send our weight towards the back foot at the back of the mat and come down for a Skandasana or side lunge, whatever you like to call it. Now, I'm going to give you a challenge here. If you want a challenge, you can try and sit down with no hands. Otherwise, make your way down to a seated position any way that feels good. And from here, we're going to keep the right leg extended and the left leg, we're going to do some internal rotation of the hip. So you can either bring it really close to your body, that's going to make it a bit harder, or step it further away from you. Listen to what feels good for you. And then, if you can without hands, but if you need them, you can place them behind you. We're going to try and dip this left knee down towards the right knee. Inhale it up, exhale it down. Inhale it up, exhale it down. One more time, inhale up, exhale down, and this time we're going to tuck the toes. We're going to come over onto that left heel. Roll forward, so we're in a low lunge, and step the left foot up to meet the right foot. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, release. We're going to do the same on the other side. So inhaling, lifting that right leg. As we exhale, drawing it out to the right hand side with that knee, squeezing the right foot against the left leg. Maybe using your hands, just open it up a little bit more, engaging those glutes. Inhaling, bringing the knee back to centre, and exhaling, stepping back for crescent lunge, lifting the arms. Inhaling here, exhaling, opening up, warrior two. On the other side. One more deep breath in here, and then exhaling, sending the weight down into that back foot, coming down as far as you feel good into our side lunge. And then again on this side, if you want to, extending the arms, seeing if you can sit down, not quite as glamorous on that side, sorry, gentle. And again, we're going to do those internal rotations with the right knee. So think about bringing that right knee towards the left, inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up. One more time, exhaling down. Sorry, one more time now. Exhaling down, and pausing here, shifting around and coming into our low lunge. From here, we're going to step that left foot back, so we're in all fours. We're going to come into our frog stretch. Now, many of you might know a frog stretch, so we're going to shuffle the knees out. Key thing here is to listen to your body. It's a static stretch. So I'm going to slide the knees out, keep the toes pointing out, so we're kind of making right angles with our knees and our ankles, and we're just slowly sinking the hips slightly down and back. You might find that you don't get very far. You can also use blocks or something to support you under your legs, if you can see that, like so, if that feels a bit less intense. But we're looking to have quite a nice stretch in the inner thighs here, and then maybe you can come down onto your forearms And we're just going to pause here, take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to push those knees into the floor. So we're doing something called PNF stretching here. Push, push, push as you breathe out. Inhale, release the knees. Maybe find a little bit more space. We're going to do that again as we exhale. So exhale, push down into the floor as much as you can. And inhale, release. One more time. Exhale, push. Inhale, release. Maybe find a little bit more space for a moment. We're just going to take one more deep breath here. And then we'll slowly bring our feet towards each other, walk back with our hands and come out of it nice and slowly and gently. We're going to roll over, so we're sitting on our sit bones. We're going to bring our legs nice and wide, however wide is comfortable for you. I'm not going to my max. I'm going to take it nice and easy today, so you listen to your body. And we're going to fold forward from here. So what we want to imagine is we're engaging our psoas, our hip flexors, and drawing our thighs or our torso towards our thighs. So keeping nice straight back. As we exhale, drawing forward. You might not get very far, that's fine. You might find it easier to sit on a block or even the edge of a sofa. So do what feels good for you. Think about rolling the thighs outwards. And again, we're just going to pause here for a few breaths. So nice, deep, slow breathing. With every inhalation, think about finding that length. Every exhalation, maybe a little bit more release. One more nice deep breath here. And slowly walking the fingers back towards the body. And we'll just gently draw the knees in. Maybe give yourself a bit of a hug. And roll over. We're going to come into a child's pose now. So bringing the knees together, the feet together, sinking the tailbone back, maybe reaching the arms forward. You can also bring the arms beside you or even under your head for a bit of a pillow. And just take a few breaths here, breathing nice and deeply, allowing the hips to relax, releasing, letting go of any tension here. And then slowly inhaling, just walking the hands back towards your body, coming up into seated position, and we'll come down onto our backs. Extending the left leg long, drawing the right leg in towards your body and squeezing the right knee. So we're just gently drawing that right knee, either staying here or bringing that right knee over our body towards the left side, extending the right arm out in the opposite direction. Pause here for a breath. Then inhaling, coming back to centre, extending the right leg and drawing the left leg in. We'll do the same on this side, squeezing that left knee in towards the chest, doesn't matter where it gets to. And then extending the left arm out, gently drawing the left leg over to the right side of our body. And then pausing here for one more breath before we come back to the centre line. Drawing both knees in now towards our chest, just rocking side to side, giving our back a little bit of a massage as the last thing we do. And then we're going to spend a few moments in Shavasana, so either with your knees up towards the ceiling or extending your legs out long, not sure I've got enough space. Rolling the shoulders underneath you, just letting the body find a nice neutral position. Drawing the eyes to a close. Drawing the awareness to the breath, this time letting go of any control over it, allowing it to return to normal. Just allowing every breath to enable you to let go of a little tension. And just melt a little further into the earth each time. You can stay here for as long as you like. When you're ready to come out of the pose, just wiggling your fingers and your toes. Drawing those knees back up towards the chest, give yourself a nice hug. And slowly making your way back up to a seated position. Still keeping your eyes closed. Bringing your hands to heart centre and rubbing them together to generate some heat. Placing them over your eyes and allowing your eyes to open as you come back to centre. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments if you liked it, what you'd like to see more of. I'm hoping to do one of these every week. Happy to take requests, especially if you have something in mind. So please let me know, please get in touch. I'd love to hear from you, and if you liked it, feel free to subscribe. You'll get more of the same kind of thing.